I said, I will never forgive you, Amy. Hello, and welcome to my first session of Spill the Tea. Did I get this shirt for this moment? No. But as serendipity would have it, it's perfect. I was craving boba, happens about once a week. I try a new boba spot every time. Found this one spot called Amino Avenue. And kind of what drove me to it was that they had these mochi treats. I love mochi. Reminds me of my grandma Seiko. Shout out Obachan, we miss you. I'm gonna drink some tea and spill some of my tea because I can, and I feel like it. I don't even know what I'm gonna talk about yet. I just wanna share some of my stories, spill some of my tea. I'm taking the power back. No one will be able to spill the tea in the future about me because I already did it. Didn't think about that one, did you? I got a mango passion fruit jasmine tea. Love all of those things. And into one? Hell yeah. Then I got just a classic matcha latte with boba. I'm just like every other girl. I love matcha. And I love to see the guys now into matcha. Matcha is for everyone. Yum. That's good. Classic matcha. Love it. The boba's super fresh too, you can tell. But I just want to try them both now. Oh yeah, there's like real fruit at the bottom. Sexual. That's delicious. Good job, guys. I don't want my digital footprint to be me shitting on hoes. I want my digital footprint to be talking about things that I like and that I think you'll like. And this is good. Mom and dad both have this thing. They will have go-to stories about me. My mom's go-to stories as of lately have been all of the times I've gotten in fights, which is crazy. We were at a wedding a few months ago. What was it? It was some event. Oh my gosh, my cousins were visiting from Japan. Haven't seen them in over 10 years. I'm so excited to see them. We follow each other on Instagram and we message and we keep in touch, but we haven't been able to speak face to face in so long. So what does my mom do as soon as they come and sit down and break bread with us? She starts unloading the stories of how I fought as a child. I think she thinks it's a flex. I think she's telling the story haha, my daughter, don't mess with her. But Harry and I are looking at each other oh my God. Are they gonna think I'm okay? Because I don't think it translated well. I'll tell you a few now, just in case someone in the future is Steph did this to me. Here's my side of the story. One fight was when I was in second grade. I was friends with this one girl, best friends. And then there was another girl who was also our good friend. I'll call her Concrete. Sorry, that was so bad. I'm just staring at a concrete wall. Concrete, what was trying to be the leader, a bully. And she wanted to be best friends with me and only me. And she wouldn't let the other girl, let's call her Shu. I see a Shu over there. She didn't want Shu to be best friends with me and her. Where I saw an opportunity for 3 best friends that anybody could have. They're the 3 best friends that anybody can. She said no. She said no, it's the 2 of us or nothing. And then she just kept getting progressively nastier and more exclusive. And for a little, I was going along with it because I'm young. I don't know. I'm learning the world. I'm learning the jungle. My parents are the type of parents that are You've got to learn. We're not gonna helicopter you. My dad has this quote that he repeats nonstop. The playground replicates real life. You have to be able to work it. I can't tell you what to do and how to do it. You gotta learn. Savage. So I was working this out. I was wondering, this doesn't feel right. My instincts are kicking in. I don't like this. And when I would try to hang out with Shu and other people, she would just get real mean. And finally, weeks after weeks, I was taking it on the chin. And I broke and I did something pretty crazy, pretty feral. Before I say what I did, I want you to know I never did this before, because what I'm going to say is something that there are certain kids who do it often, and it is a very weird trait. But I will say I never did it before and I never did it after. I took a deep breath. I was sick of being bullied. I was sick of the other girls being bullied and not allowed to be my friend because she was gatekeeping me. Who are you? Concrete, who are you? So I walked up and I bit her on the shoulder. So I get called into the principal's office. Obviously, they call my mom in, obviously. Now my mom is a busy, badass woman, okay? I mean, she's working 16 hours a day. So for them to have to call her and come to school was a big deal. Now, they didn't know this about me, but I tell my mom everything. So she was up to date on Concrete's BS, and she knew something was probably gonna happen. So they tell her, my mom turns the finger and says, yeah, she shouldn't have bit her. That was weird, Steph. Don't do that again. We don't bite. Got it, ma'am. Understood, mama. But she was standing up for herself because Concrete was gatekeeping and bullying. So I guess this ends here. We established the punishment. I was cool with it. And then after, she like low-key dapped me up. So that's the first bit of tea. Spilled. Now, before I move on to any more of my riveting tea, I do want to get to the mochi. They had like really cool mochi where it was like designed. I got one matcha mochi and one strawberry Hello Kitty mochi. Then I get the bag. They write on the bag. I was like, oh my gosh, so cute. Sorry, we just ran out of matcha mochi. We changed to Pikachu. If you don't like it, please get the refund. Have a good day. I love that they gave me a warning. And the Pikachu, isn't that cute? I don't know what flavor the Pikachu is gonna be. Whoa, that's interesting. That's good. All right, let's try Pikachu. See what flavor Pikachu is. I'm gonna bite his ear off. Pikachu's mango. That's awesome. I'll get back to you guys later. I can tell one more fight story. This is why I don't do well with bullies. And here's the thing. If you think you're gonna bully me and not receive the wrath, you're confused. I might be small, but I have fat thighs, and I will put you in a chokehold real quick. It's never gone well for the other person, ever. I'm 10-0. A bully's never beat me. Another bully, 5th grade. We'll call him Randy. Randy was one of those kids that was bigger than everyone. I mean, he hit his growth spurt early. He was about a foot taller than everyone. He was a big kid, always fighting, and weird online too. I don't know. I didn't have the emotional capacity to diagnose him, but looking back, he definitely had probably a lot of issues. But you're not gonna bully me. One day, he tried to take a turn at me. He chased me through the school. Mind you, he's like a 1.5 feet taller than me. He chased me through the entire school at lunchtime. Then we get back to this classroom, there's a dirt patch, and he tries to chase me again. The whole class is outside the classroom, he's chasing me, and I eat it. I'm embarrassed. There's dirt on my knees. There's a cut on my knees because I ate it so hard because he was chasing me. I'm flustered. My frontal lobe isn't nearly kicked in. I'm emotional. I get up. Now, before I say this, know that I know it wasn't the reaction I should have had. But I was emotional. I get up. I puff out my chest. I take my little finger. I throw it in his chest and say, "Fuck you, Aunt Randy." Now, to my surprise, guess who's behind me? Teacher's right behind me, saw it all. Snatched me up real quick. Excuse me, telling a really good story. Snatched me up real quick. "I need to talk to you." Pulls me aside. So she said, "Write your parents a letter and tell them what happened." So I wrote them the letter in front of her and I recited it to her. School finishes. Bell rings. I walk like 50 yards. I check behind me. No one's there. Coast is clear. I throw that piece of paper right in the trash can where it belonged. Now I knew she's probably gonna call my parents and tell them, but she probably just wanted to see if I would give them the letter. So I obviously was gonna tell my parents regardless. They call it the story of your day. They do it to each other, my mom and dad. What's the story of your day? They say that's the thing that keeps the love really there. Respect and caring about what happens each day, the little to the big, in your loved one's life. So we all, the kids, had to share our story of the day. So I was ready to share my story of the day, no fear. And I apologized for cussing. I shouldn't have cussed as a 5th grader, I get that. And I didn't cuss in the house, we weren't allowed to. I wasn't even allowed to say suck, like you suck. I wasn't allowed to say that. That doesn't make much sense to me. But whatever, their house, their rules. But we didn't cuss, so the fact that I said that was actually pretty crazy. But they were like, "Okay, don't cuss. But good job standing up for yourself." And you know what? I never did that again. No one messed with me. I just think sometimes you need to lay down the law once, you know? Don't go too far with it. Just lay it down once. Spill the tea part 2. Random spill the tea. We're gonna just fast forward many years. And then next time you guys can tell me what region of my age do you want me to spill the tea. This tea is fun. And this tea that I'm about to give you is actually good tea because it's a suggestion. It's a soft suggestion for those in the dating world, okay? When I first met Harry, these are the facts that I knew about him. He was older than me. He had 2 cats. Interesting. Red flag, not sure. He had his own house and he had no kids and he had never been married. So he said, right? This is what I'm going off of, but in my head I'm like, you're literally a 10 out of 10. You have a good job that you're passionate about, are able to provide for yourself and for your family, and you don't have kids and you've never been married. So either you're lying or you're a psychopath. And 1, I could easily find out, and 2 would take some time. So I had to knock one of those off the list. What was that? Guess. Lying. You know how you can check? Background check. That's my suggestion. If you're dating someone and things feel too good to be true, you're like, I'm done with the BS, I don't want to be wasting my time anymore, you background check. I was able to cross-reference every story he had told me in those first few weeks so easily. Everything checked out. Every story checked out. So I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna start suggesting this to everyone. You background check. Because then all I had to do was figure out if he was psycho. And that only took a little bit. It only took a little bit. You have to see someone in different settings. My dad always talks about that. You got to see someone in different settings, different emotional settings, different familial settings, different work settings, when they're stressed out, when they're in a good mood, when they're in a bad mood, because then you can really see the colors of the rainbow. You know, how's this person gonna weather with you, you know, through the ups and downs? Who really are they? You have to see them in different settings. Then my second route, if he was a psychopath or not, was figured out, I just spit, figured out pretty quickly. Spilled the tea. I told them how I background checked you.
Yeah, I get it.
I was just thinking of other stories I could tell, and I was thinking about how crazy siblings are to each other. And I'm so afraid to see what my future kids do to each other as siblings. Nothing prepares you for the world more than a sibling. You do stuff that you would never do to an outside person, but your sibling can get it. But then it reminded me of one of the most harrowing scenes I've ever seen in a movie, and it sticks with me. I felt it so deep in my core. I felt gutted in a way that I felt like it happened to me. So it's the Greta Gerwig Little Women, I believe 2019, okay? Now it's important to note that growing up, I fell in love with Little Women for many reasons, but mainly because of Joe. And I know you who have read Little Women and Joe is your girl, you understand what I'm talking about. There is something so deep about how Joe was presented and how I felt so seen as a wild little one. Like, I just felt like Joe is me, I am Joe. So I have a deep love for Joe. I'll go to war for Joe. She's like the first probably character in a book that I really felt like that's my friend. But the scene that will never ever get out of my head, when Joe has been handwriting her manuscript for I don't know how long. I mean, she poured her heart and soul into this manuscript. And at this time, I don't have to tell you, it's Little Women time. No computers, no recorders, no nothing. Just your pen and a paper and a single copy. My girl Joe's been pouring her heart, mind, and soul into her manuscript. Her hand probably got sore. The pen leaked on her hand, would dye her hand a plum dark navy blue or black, depending on the ink she was using. She goes to an outing, I don't even know what, and it doesn't even matter. It was like a theater outing, a nothing. Didn't invite Amy, her sister, once. What did Amy do? Amy threw her handwritten manuscript in the fire. Burned it. I said, I will never forgive you, Amy. The way my heart ached for Joe, she could never get that back. To me, it's like, I don't know if I could ever forgive you, because I can never get it back. It's one thing you're like, oh, it doesn't matter, I can get that back. No, it doesn't matter, it's replaceable. Irreplaceable. It was irreplaceable. It gave jealousy, it gave rage, it gave uncontrolled insanity of Amy to do that to your sister. Thinking of all the crazy things I've done to my siblings, nothing even comes close to what Amy did to Joe. And you can't tell me that didn't happen in real life. I think it did. It feels like it did. I would be Joe's friend who'd be like, ugh, I don't forgive Amy even if you do. That's your sister, you have to love her. I don't. That's what I would say. You have to love her, she's family. I don't. Amy, you stinky, stupid, too left-footed, wannabe, could never write the way Joe did, could never think the way Joe did. Spilled it he. Yeah, a lot of tea to spill. And on that note, this concludes this session of Spill the Tea with Steph. But for now, like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a compliment. Maybe drop some dirty tea of your own. Until then, I love you. Goodbye. I'm just gonna pick my wedgie and go.